my back blown out in peace. You think I got time to talk about a divorce that's a year old?
It had already been a whirlwind few months for Teyana Taylor. The courtroom reveal of her pregnancy had shocked everyone, and when she stood up that day and said out loud that the baby was Aaron Pierre's, it was like the entire room stopped breathing. Even Aaron looked like the ground had shifted under him. The media couldn't stop talking about it. Fans were divided. Some felt for her, others raised eyebrows. And everyone, absolutely everyone, wanted to know what was going to happen next. But while the world was still processing what Teyana had said in that courtroom, there was one person who wasn't ready to accept her words as the final truth. Iman Shumpert had been there too. He heard her say it, heard the way her voice cracked when she said Aaron's name. But when he walked out of that courtroom without saying a single word, he carried something with him that no one else knew. Doubt. At first, people assumed he was just upset. Of course, he'd be emotional. He had history with Teyana. They'd built a life together, shared children, and gone through more ups and downs than most people ever would. So when he stormed out after hearing that the woman he once called his wife was pregnant with another man's child, it made sense. But according to those closest to him, that wasn't the only reason he left. It wasn't just heartbreak. It was confusion. Quiet, burning confusion. Because behind closed doors, Iman had questions. Real ones. And the biggest question of all was one he hadn't dared ask out loud until now. Was the baby even Aaron's? The whispers started slowly, and at first, no one took them seriously. But then, a leaked voice note started making rounds on social media. It wasn't long, and it wasn't crystal clear, but the voice sounded a lot like Iman. Frustrated, low-toned, saying the words, "I don't know, man. The math ain't matting. Until I see that DNA. I'm not just gonna take anyone's word for it." That was all it took. Within hours, blogs exploded. Headlines read, "Iman demands DNA test. Teyana's baby in question. Aaron's paternity bombshell." And for the first time since the courtroom reveal, the public narrative began to shift. Suddenly, people weren't just wondering what would happen between Teyana and Aaron. They were wondering if Aaron was even part of the story anymore. People close to Iman started coming forward anonymously. One source, who claimed to have been with Iman days after the court hearing, said he looked completely torn up. He kept saying, "It doesn't make sense. She was still with me then." Another claimed Iman had brought up specific dates, memories, and private moments that made him question the entire timeline. He wasn't just being petty, they said. He really thinks something isn't adding up. And honestly, the public started noticing it too. Fans started comparing dates. Old posts, event photos, interviews. People remembered seeing Teyana and Iman together at an event not long before she was reportedly involved with Aaron. One user dug up a video of Teyana laughing with Iman at a family cookout just weeks before she was first spotted with Aaron. Another pointed out that in a podcast from that same month, Teyana referred to her and Iman's relationship as complicated but still love. Suddenly, the timeline started looking less clear. Then another piece dropped. A message thread, unconfirmed but chilling, allegedly between Iman and a close friend. In it, Iman says, "If it's not mine, fine. If it's Aaron's, fine. But let's stop pretending this is solid when it's clearly not. I just need the truth." The friend replies, "You sure you want to go down that road?" And Iman responds with just 2 words, "I already started." That was the tipping point. People now weren't just speculating, they were demanding answers. Fans started tagging Teyana in every post, asking her directly, was there overlap? Was she hiding something? But the craziest part was that Teyana didn't respond, not right away. For days, she stayed silent. No Instagram stories, no tweets, no press. Just silence. That silence only fueled the fire. Meanwhile, Aaron was spotted leaving a studio in New York. Paparazzi followed him, throwing questions in his direction. Are you the father? Did you ask for a DNA test? Do you know the baby is yours? He said nothing. Not a single word. Just kept walking, eyes forward, jaw tight. It didn't look like confidence. It looked like avoidance. And the internet noticed. Some fans began saying maybe Aaron knew he wasn't the father. That maybe Tayana had pinned it on him because she didn't want to deal with the fallout of it being someone else. One TikTok theory even claimed Tayana had been juggling both men for a while and panicked once she realized she was pregnant. That theory alone got millions of views in under a day. Eventually, a source from Tayana's team spoke out. They told a popular entertainment site that Iman was being childish and bitter, and that everyone close to the situation knows the baby is Aaron's. They claimed Iman was acting out of jealousy, unable to handle that Tayana had moved on and found peace. But even that didn't settle anything. In fact, it stirred things up even more, because a second source, someone who had reportedly worked with Tayana during that time, came forward with a completely different take. They said, "She never confirmed when she and Aaron really started. Even to us. She was private. All I know is that I saw her crying over Iman in one room and texting Aaron in the other." That single statement unraveled what little certainty the public thought they had. The situation had officially spiraled. It wasn't just celebrity drama anymore. It had become a legal matter. Reports surfaced that Iman had quietly filed a motion through his attorney, requesting a court-ordered paternity test. The leaked court document cited reasonable doubt based on relationship timelines, public claims, and private discussions. It was clear now, Iman wasn't just bitter. He believed something was off. And the moment that leak hit the internet, it was over. Social media lost its mind. People chose sides instantly. Some were furious, accusing Iman of trying to shame Tayana and questioning why he would attack her character so publicly. They argued that asking for a DNA test wasn't just invasive, it was insulting. But others felt differently. If he really believes there's a chance, why shouldn't he ask? Don't we want the truth? One comment read, and it was echoed thousands of times. Then, Tayana broke her silence. No sit-down interviews. No notes app apology. Just a black Instagram story with stark white text. "I'm not doing this. I won't let men debate my body and my truth." That was it. But that simple sentence hit hard. You could feel the exhaustion in her words, the quiet rage. She wasn't just addressing Iman. She was speaking to the world. People rushed to defend her. They reminded everyone of her past struggles, how much she had endured, how unfairly she'd been judged before, and how this new wave of doubt could be emotionally crushing. One fan wrote, "She already stood in court and told the truth. She owes no one anything." That comment alone was reshared more than 80,000 times. But Tayana wasn't done. Hours later, she posted again. This time, it wasn't words, it was a picture. A clear, recent ultrasound. The kind that couldn't be faked or questioned. The caption, "Protected." Period. That single post went viral, shared over 1 million times. Celebrities reposted it.
Support poured in.
And some of her harshest critics began to fall silent. Still, the truth remained. The DNA test hadn't been done yet. No results had been released. Both Aaron and Iman were silent. Not a word from either side. Behind the scenes, insiders said everything was chaos. Aaron's team allegedly advised him to stay quiet until results were confirmed. Iman's legal reps refused to comment. Tayana's PR team went into damage control, canceling upcoming appearances, postponing interviews, cutting off media access. And through all of this, fans were left in limbo. Social media threads turned into debates. People were now questioning not just who the father was, but whether the entire timeline had ever made sense. What happens if the test shows Aaron isn't the father? What if Iman was right all along? Or what if both men were wrong? In the end, this wasn't just about a baby. It wasn't just about a love triangle. It was about broken trust, about timing, betrayal, vulnerability, about how messy the truth becomes when love turns public and private lives become everyone's entertainment. Because one question had changed everything. Who's the father?